world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Geek Matrix Absolute Roundup. Yes, the absolutely bonus show where we will be talking about April's Absolute Comics releases from DC. And we have a new addition to the lineup, which brings our total to 6 books. Yes. And for the foreseeable future, it will stay at 6 books. No new announcements have been made yet about a 7th or 8th title, but I'm sure they're coming down the line at some point.
I would be very surprised if we didn't get an absolute Green Arrow and an absolute Aquaman.
Yeah, I could definitely see at least one of those two for sure happening.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Definitely.
Yeah, Aquaman would be the 7. I'm trying to remember who was like the core 7 of the Justice League. Aquaman is number 7. But yeah, Green Arrow, Aquaman for sure, I think. That'd be cool to see. I'm trying to think of who else they could possibly do.
Well, yeah, of like that original Justice League.
Plus Martian Manhunter.
Who else? Yeah. I mean, Adam. People forget, but Adam was on the Justice League from like issue 20.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he's been on the Justice League
they would
forever,
do Absolute Adam, but that could be cool.
Oh my God, I can't even
It'd be weird to reimagine that one.
You imagine an Adam that starts out as a villain?
I hope not, but yeah, I'm wondering how they would do a twist on the whole White Dwarf star shrinking ability type thing.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. They've had pretty cool twists on all the mythos so far.
Yeah.
My God, have they ever? For the most part, I've liked a lot of what they've done anyway.
Yep.
You know what I didn't like that was done? The technical glitches at the technical problems that we had at the end of our last episode.
Yeah, we did not actually get to finish last episode.
Yeah, if you were watching, definitely apologize. Got no idea what happened, and because we use a browser-based online service, we get to blame it on them.
Yep. And that luckily it was right at the tail end of our show. So
get all the books out of the way, just not all the us out of the way.
Exactly. We spent too much time talking about ska.
How could you?
You don't know ska?
You don't know ska?
Ska?
I'll always
defend
lawyer
ska. Judge school. You never heard of ska?
Ska. America, friend.
Oh boy.
Please go out and watch Portlandia. It is brilliant, and I wish I had been watching it when it was coming out.
Portlandia aside. Yeah, I feel like that's probably easier to do. You guys want to catch up the ending of our last show by starting off with our top 3 and our favorites?
Yes, we can do that. I don't know if I even got to my score for Detective Comics, so I'll just say right now it is 8.75. I'm giving the issue because I really like the story. Because we got cut off right at the fucking tail end. So I'll start off with my top 3 then. Number 3 is going to be The Power Company. Number 2 is going to be The Question, and number 1 is going to be Detective Comics Annual. Favorite moments is probably going to be Grodd in The World's Finest Annual, just getting so pissed off with Crane, with Scarecrow. Just but I want a ray gun. It's like, we don't want you. You don't need a ray gun.
No, don't need a ray gun.
Stop trying to steal the ray gun.
Stop it with your fucking toys.
Oh my God. I know this is supposed to be a serious
This
moment,
is why I didn't have kids.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
I don't know that it was supposed to be a serious moment. I thought it was hilarious.
It was really funny, yeah. Just get so sick of this shit. These fucking children. Um, favorite cover?
Yeah. You want me
yeah,
to go through those real
yeah.
quick?
If you could go through those real quick. I
Sure,
think I
not a
know what it
problem.
is, but
All right. Brandon, you can take a peek too. I'll make sure mine is the same choice.
that one's so simple. I love it.
It is,
Yeah,
but it's like, what the fuck is the blue stuff supposed to be?
yeah, really.
I mean, you know what I mean? These are all great covers. They really are. Whoops, not that one. All the rest of them really are, but it's like, what the hell is the blue stuff supposed to be? Other than that,
Yeah.
it's striking and I love it. Like, I mean, you guys know when it comes to the covers, that bold white background, I'm a sucker for it. But this was just, I looked at it and I was confused. I'm like, is she watering to death? What's going on with the water? What's going on with the question here?
Is
That's
that
the
even
real
water?
question. I don't know. It's like
It's like
Some kind of
silverish, even.
yeah.
blue, silverish liquid. I don't know. Is it supposed to be Crenshaw? If so, why is it all?
What is he?
Oh,
liquid?
that's yeah. I don't. That's gross. Okay, and then there's World's Finest Detective, and that's all of them. All right. So, what's your favorite, Rob?
Honestly, I don't love any of them, but I think I'm gonna go with Detective Comics.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
that's
very nice, I think, Batman cover. Even though it has very little to do, I think, with the actual interior issue. Um, it's a cool little moment that you can kind of build a story around in one image.
it. Definitely does make you want to grab it because it's like, ooh, a detective story,
Yeah, and also
and
like
it's
this
like, who the
this
fuck is
one
this
image.
guy?
If this was a textless like version cover, and you just see this picture, you're like, I know this story. Like all you need is this one picture, and you're like, yeah, this I can tell you this entire fucking story.
Like,
I
I
never
don't know
read
who
it,
this
but I
guy
know the
is, but
story.
Batman's gonna
You
fuck
know
him
where it's
Yeah,
up.
yeah. This guy robbed a bank. He held someone up at gunpoints. Batman showed up. He ran. It was a bad idea. Batman's coming to get him. He knows he has a gun. It's not going to work. It like it's
It never
yeah,
does.
never does. Yeah, no, this is
Violence
a
never
cool little
wins.
cover.
Let me teach you that lesson by beating the shit out of you.
Yeah, so that's me.
Stop hitting your sister. Oh boy. Brandon, what was your top three and
Oh
favorites?
boy. Let's see. Number 3, I have The Question, all on the Watchtower. Number 6. Number 2 is The Power Company Recharged. But number 1 for me is also going to be Detective Comics 2025 Annual Number 1. Because again, I love Al Ewing. This is like closest we're going to get to Grant Morrison doing more Batman. Although it kind of reminds me of Peter Milligan too. But my favorite cover of the week has to go, I think, to The Power Company, honestly, because that one, I mean, it doesn't tell a story quite as much as the Detective Comics one does, but I'm a sucker for cool and dynamic poses, and everyone looks like they're at their best at this one. So when you see this lineup, you're like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
Yeah. Though the only thing I didn't like about this was the like every character has a different scale.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't hate that. I feel like it is relative to their, I don't know, maybe importance isn't the right word, but like their
They're
role. So
in the
Josiah
company, yeah.
is, you know, the arguably the biggest figure, but is kind of in the background because he's
Yeah.
the financier of the whole thing. He's the man who's running the whole thing behind the scenes. Whereas Black Lightning is the tallest and most prominent because he's the leader. He's calling the shots in the whole operation.
Yeah.
And the others are just kind of, you know, in that strike position because they're the ones that are actively out in the field. But
And
it does.
think
Jason's
it's
the
gonna be
smallest
good.
because he's like half in, half out.
Yeah, exactly.
He's half in, half out. He's always going to be at
Like,
the
he's
forefront of the
the
charge, but Vixen's
he's
the one
the
that's going to be holding everything together in the end.
yeah, he's the new
Signal's
one.
obviously there, always going to want to be backing up Batman. I feel like it does tell quite a bit of a story, just as much as the
Yeah.
detective one.
Yeah.
As far as the covers go, I'm not like Rob said, there's none that I love. There's none that I'm like, oh my God, I've got to have that. But this one and Detective are all great. And I think World's Finest is another one to throw into that hat too. And I could not, I still don't know. I couldn't pick between Power Company and World's Finest as for being the best. You took that one, and this one confuses me. I don't know what I should pick for that. I'm going to have to say, and this is only for one critique, I'm gonna have to pick World's Finest. And well, excuse me. Okay, zooming in, I can see what is going on with his hair. All right, because zooming when I zoomed out, I was like,
what are we doing?
Yeah.
right? I was like, it looked like he had like almost like a pompadour going on there. But all right,
That's funny.
the behind that is windows, not his head. All right, okay. Oh man, I don't know. I can't choose. I am completely undecided. Power Company or World's Finest. Um,
Like talking over the Power Company cover with you guys, I definitely can see the appeal to it a bit more now.
But I do
I'm
think the
I'm
World's
gonna
Finest
choose
cover is
World's
pretty cool. I
Finest.
mean,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
Dan
choose
Moore is
World's
always
Finest
great,
just
and
because I mean you gotta love some Dan Mora.
yeah,
Spice it up.
It's
And
got really nice use of Kirby Crackle, but
yeah.
I also
I will
the
always love that term.
Kirby Crackle, yeah.
Yeah.
The thing I don't like about this cover is all the characters facing the same way, and it almost gives a sense of it's a division of like a mirror image almost. Like you figure Lex and Clark, or Lex and Superman are facing each other, but at the same time, if you're just looking at it as a flat image, it doesn't look that way. Like what is this time bubble thing? What the hell is going on?
They're
It's
slipping in under Batman and Superman's noses.
confusing, quite literally under their noses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah.
what it's supposed to represent.
It's I don't know that little bit of it just kind of looks weird. The overall art I think is really good. The colors, the pencil work is fantastic, and I love the use of Kirby Crackle. It's just the story behind the cover is just kind of confusing to me.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, since I did this starting out backwards, I'll go with my favorite moment, which was in Detective Annual, seeing Batman drink tea from a mug that says "World's Best Mom." I laughed. I looked over at that. I was like, oh, it made my day. It was great. It was fantastic. Equally as funny to me as the Scarecrow ray gun fiasco, and I wasn't sure which one to pick there either. So my choice was made for me on that one. Top three, just the same as Brandon. Number three, The Question. Number two, Power Company. And number one, Detective. They all earned those spots.
Nice.
And that's it for the last show.
Like Brandon,
Absolutely.
did you give your favorite moment, or did I miss it?
I may not have. But oh man, there were so many that I wanted to pick from the Detective Comics annual. But I gotta find it because it's very specific and a little hard to describe. But it's like a specific panel where Batman is like crouching or something, and it just looked so cool. And then there was another one. God, I gotta find it, but basically a number of moments from the Detective Comics annual that just looked really cool. I gotta find it. What the hell is it? I don't know. Here we go. It's like right before he's about to attack the guards at the chapel.
Oh yeah, that was really cool.
Oh yes,
I was like, that
absolutely.
is so awesome. That is like classic menacing Batman moment.
Yeah, especially with
really
that caption
is.
box. Let's be
Yeah,
terrifying
let's be
back.
terrifying back. It's like,
Oh,
oh, yeah.
Perfect.
yeah.
Mwah.
And even that following panel where he shows up to the first guard,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I've got a hostage too," and he's the books on his chest, and just the pose he has there is just like,
It's so cool.
God, that looks so good.
I know.
That is phenomenal.
A moment
Excellent
I
choice.
forgot about
Ooh.
that I wanna have as like
This
a
was the second one.
follow up favorite moments is Jace, Vixen, and Signal standing on a rooftop talking.
Yeah.
And Vixen's like, "I'm not gonna talk to you if you're standing there over us like a gargoyle."
Yeah.
And he goes,
Nah, that was
"Fair
pretty
enough."
funny.
Yeah, there was so many great moments in Detective Comics.
Uh,
And one moment that I felt attacked about when he's in the game, the man cave.
Mhm.
This is a children's bedroom. Like, man, that
Ooh,
I
yeah.
want that to be my man cave. What are you talking about, children's
Yeah.
bedroom?
I did
A
feel
pool
slightly,
table and,
slightly called out.
you know.
I'm in the world's most expensive childhood bedroom, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I want a room like that.
Yeah, Al
It's fucking
Ewing's
awesome.
like stabbing his fan base in the face right now.
If that makes me a man child, then I'm a man child. But
Yeah,
that
fuck it.
room looks fucking sick.
Yeah.
There is Brandon's favorite moment right there. That is,
Oh, yeah.
it's
That is-
it's such a badass panel.
Oh,
I
man,
wanted
that
to
is
make sure I
awesome.
got to show it.
That is,
Yes.
yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool.
It was really cool. All right, so we're here for Absolute Books. I guess we should just jump right into them. What do y'all say?
I guess. we
Absolutely.
Yeah.
should. No, that'll never get old.
Oh,
No,
that's
don't-
good news. That's
You-
really good news because I plan on doing it forever.
You know what else never gets old? You don't know ska?
You don't know ska?
You know ska? Bart Scompson. It's like Jesus
Bart
Christ.
Scampson? It's Scompson.
Scompson.
It's Scompson.
Scompson.
I will allow Bart Skip.
jump.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I will allow Bart Sanchez and Bart Pimpson even.
Off model from what?
What?
Oh god, it's so gold.
The fact that they even were able to talk Matt Grading into doing that.
I know. Oh man. Matt Groening seems like he's a cool guy.
Yeah.
I'm adding this to my watch list because I've got to watch it now. I've got to watch it.
Portlandia? Have you
Yep,
ever
I'm
seen
gonna
it?
be watching it. Oh, I've seen it, just
Yeah.
not watched it like every episode. And I
Right.
Oh yeah.
now
you don't- you
it's
don't have
gonna
to,
be
like-
a
Yeah, you don't have to like watch it in any order because it's like an anthology basically. It's bunch
Yeah,
of just
a whole bunch of skits.
like, skits.
Oh,
but
I mean, I
it's
don't
just great
care.
for that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's something to turn on. I've always on the lookout for shows I can watch a whole bunch of before I fall asleep.
It had a very Kids in the Hall feel, but like
Oh,
later
yeah.
Kids in the Hall when they were doing like a town.
Mhm. Yeah, it's like a specific place.
Yeah.
That's quite okay with me.
Yeah.
You're right. We should probably get into those books.
Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, we
Let's do
will.
it.
Absolutely. We'll start out with Absolute Woman number 7, written by
Absolute
Kelly
Woman?
Thompson. Oh, Jesus.
Are we talking about Poison Ivy again? What an absolute woman. That one fell flat. I'm sorry.
You're welcome.
There you go.
That I'm embarrassed for myself. That's okay. I
Would
tried.
you have preferred the laugh track?
I would prefer the crickets.
I still haven't gotten those yet. I keep
Oh
forgetting.
no.
Oh.
This is so dumb.
I said embarrassing, not hurtful.
All right. Okay, back to the book. Well, Absolute Wonder Woman number 7. Absolute Woman. Written by Kelly Thompson, art by Matea oh my god, I always mess their last name up. Matea de Ulis.
I think that's it, yeah.
Yeah. Letters by Becca Carey and a cover from Hayden Sherman and Jordi Belair. You read this and you go back and you're like, this is going to be a really quick summary, but it's not. We pick up where we left off last time. Hades has captured Circe and is holding her hostage. Diana must fight in his arena now to escape. Much like a story told to Diana as a child, and as she got older, Diana had found herself in the situation. If Diana won the battle in the arena and chose the right door to leave, she could leave the underworld and go wherever she wanted, but could never come back. Where she wanted to go was to the land of the man, where she had just come from. Problem is, she could never come back to the underworld. She'd be banned forever, which is where Circe is always going to be at, as she is the mother of the Wild Isle. Well, Diana won, and Circe, knowing that she'd never see Diana again, gives her a signal of which door to choose toward freedom, but she isn't banned. Persephone steps in, feeds her some of the pomegranates that keeps her prisoner to Diana so that she can return for 1 month every year for every seed that she ate. Though it doesn't tell us how many she ate, I think we can assume it's going to be quite a bit. Diana takes Circe back to her home on the Wild Isle and then has to leave herself, or she'll be stuck there for a month by making contact with the ground. Okay, so that's it. What a wonderfully crafted relationship between Diana and Circe. I feel like this was written better and developed more than her entire relationship with Hippolyta has ever been in just 7 issues. I believe the relationship, and it's not just one born from Amazon royalty either. The art inside this book is absolutely beautiful, and the colors make it sing. I've been sucked into the story of Diana of the Wild Isle since If She Won, and this shows no signs of changing that anytime soon. It's great stuff, great issue, 8.25 out of 10. Easy.
100% agree.
Right there with you.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. You can go ahead.
Okay. Because we started talking at the same time. You.
I was like, well, y'all made that review go by real quick. They're like, yep,
Yep.
me too.
Sold.
All right, now on to
Like-
Batman.
Huh, you do know ska. All right.
All right, bro.
No, it's honestly really, really, really good 2-issue story arc. Just kind of filling in a few more of the gaps of Diana's history and how she grew up in the Wild Isle.
Really well, too.
Yeah. And kind of filling in some of the blanks about how she got out of hell and how she's going to stay out of hell. And I think that can kind of just wrap up her basic origin story now, and then we can get to just future adventures. I don't think there's any open plot threads that could be tugged on.
I forgot to mention that the battle that she had in front of Hades to get out was against a gigantic man tiger
The
hybrid
man-cheetah.
thing. Man cheetah.
Hey, man cheetah? Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Oh, Christ.
I will
Oh, man.
never fail to bring up man cheetah.
Man cheetah.
Yeah, no, it's almost like she's fighting cheetah.
Yeah, similar,
Yeah.
but we
Yeah.
know that Barbara Minerva shows up later,
Yeah.
or has
She's
already shown up
Yeah,
in
as
the
like
other
a
town.
normal human. Yeah. Which makes me wonder if Minerva is going to ever become a feline type person, or if she's going to continue to be a human and not transformed.
I don't
Um,
know. That's one of the mysteries
Yeah.
this book
Well,
has me dying to find out.
We've seen in Absolute Batman that a few of Batman's rogues are just normal people, just friends
Yeah.
of Bruce that he's had. So I'm wondering if this isn't going to do a similar thing where, you know, at least for now, they don't end up having a villainous turn. They kind of just are supporting characters. And
They all have loose connections. You know what I mean?
no. No, I don't. What do you mean?
Okay, so like Waylon, he has pet crocodiles, right?
Oh yeah, so, okay, like
Edward
loose connections
Nigma's
to their
AI that he
villain
made
versions.
is called
Yeah.
the Riddler. You
Yeah.
know, I mean,
And he likes riddles.
yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, like they've all got, they're all related to their characters
Yeah.
somehow, even
There's-
though they're
there's
vastly
nods.
different. They're still them.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if that's how we're going to go with Barbara, and because you know, essentially Wonder Woman and Steve Trevor are no different.
Yeah.
Their backups are their backgrounds are, and you know, their initial meeting is, but their character themselves isn't, and makes me wonder what that means for old Barbara.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. Yeah. Well,
Because Barbara originally,
Yeah.
she's like obsessed with Diana, right?
yeah.
Mhm.
And
So I wonder what.
ultimate was not ultimate, absolute Barbara Minerva was not so much obsessed, but just like very knowledgeable.
All right, well, makes me wonder where we're going with it, man.
Yeah. There's only up to go from here, I would say. Like it's just new adventures from now on. Like I said, I think now we've kind of like covered Diana's backstory and origin, and now we could just get into where things are going to go. And I'm excited to see where this book's going to go from here, because the origin over the last, was it issue 7, this is issue 6, has been really good.
Whoa, that was fast.
Yeah. We don't do the absolute flash for another couple of books, don't worry. Okay. Yeah, number 7. So over the past 7 issues, just like giving her history is such great stuff. Really great stuff. So I'm sold. This is going to get yeah, you know what? I might just give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a 9.
It is really, really good stuff, man.
Yeah.
It is.
I won't
Yeah.
fault you for it.
No, this one gets an 8.5 out of me. Rob kind of already touched on a lot of the stuff I wanted to say, but I think I said it in last month's review as well, but I do hope we continue to have some of these flashbacks to Diana's adolescence, growing up or growing up in hell, because that really has been some of the most interesting stuff. Well, I mean, the main story's been interesting too, but seeing how much different Diana's upbringing has been, but also some of the similarities in the way that she was raised by Cersei versus Hippolyta has just been super interesting and super engaging. So I really dig it. 8.5. And the art from Mattia de Ulis. I know he's only doing these 2 issues, but they still look phenomenal. So you're
Right on.
muted. Hello.
My bad. My bad. I'm also really interested in learning more about the hell. What was it, like a half a dozen different lassos that she actually has that she tossed down onto the floor in front of Hades, the previous issue, number 6. She threw down on the floor, and they all had a different color to them. And I can't wait to find out more about those.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine they all have, some kind of backstory attached to them, much like the other backstories we got for the weapons in issue 6. So
That's what
we'll
I'm
see.
saying.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. All right, I guess that wraps up Absolute Wonder Woman number 7. So we're going to move on over to Absolute Batman number 7. I was going to cover this for Brandon, but I just decided I'm not going to. Brandon, take it away. I'm
If only
just
I
kidding.
could. Nah, thank you. I
I'm just
appreciate
kidding,
you
but I
covering
said that
it.
because I realized that I need to pull up the
Oh,
creative team.
okay.
Because I am completely blanking on everybody other than Scott Snyder right now.
I know it's Marcos Martin doing the pencils, but beyond that, I don't know.
Oh, the last name is Vicente. Oh, the last one. I can't remember his first name.
Yeah. You got that much.
All right, working on it. That's the colors, by the way. Written by Scott Snyder, art by Marcus Martin, colorist by Munsa Vicente, and lettering from Clayton Cowles, with the cover from Nick Dragotta and Frank Martin. There we go. All right, so the book starts out with a little kid called Victor on a trip from his parents, looking like an evil version of Powder, if you've ever heard of that movie. And Lil Vic ain't quite right. Next up, we're introduced to Matches Malone, who in this world is a real person, a friend of Bruce's crew, if you will. The gang got together to remember him. When Bruce shows up and says that he was the last one to see him, retelling them how Malone's face erupted in this biological attack while he was sitting there talking to him. Bruce had turned to Malone to get help for help getting a fake ID so he could go work on the crew that was building Arc M, a black site being built by a company called JK. I wish I was just kidding. Malone finds out what is going on the inside and what they're doing to people. Even got a little video footage too, 4 minutes worth, and it's not good. And how they have people's names on the list of all these famous scientists as well. As he's telling Bruce all of this is when that attack happens and his face like pops open with a bunch of holes, like trigger warning for real. It's gross as hell. So that's when his face melts. So after that, Batman goes to investigate as Bruce makes his way into Freeze's area. That's when he meets whatever in the hell Victor Freeze Jr. is supposed to be, because normal he ain't. He's got real prehistoric animals on ice and both of his parents as well. So like a step up on original Victor Freeze freezing Nora. He's got both of them. And he's not just in a containment suit. He's like some kind of weird, trippy looking black ice monster. And then he starts to attack Bruce. And that's pretty much the issue. There's a new villain and story, and that's cool. Looking forward to seeing, what's going on with Victor Freeze. I'm not dying to see what's going on with Victor Freeze Jr., but I'm interested. It's cool. It's the dynamic with his friends now that they all know that he's Batman that has me the most interested. I'm sure I'll get into the story here soon enough, but the backstory, the story in the background, I mean, is where I'm at right now. It's what's keeping me reading. It's enjoyable. The art, well, faces, proportions, perspectives. Bruce looked at the very least pudgy in a whole lot of panels. looking a little bit more like Paco from Blue Beetle than Bruce Wayne. And matches, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
matches look like Steve Buscemi if he was strung out on heroin. Not the strongest offering in this series, to be sure. I could only muster this one up a 6.75 out of 10.
Oh,
Keep in
damn.
mind, though, just as a reminder, that I have done my best to try to go back to 5 being the score of an average comic book. Because that makes sense. 1 through 10, and then 5 is in the middle. So that's average.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I, however, really enjoyed this one. It was a kind of a step away from what we've been getting in Absolute Batman. Now that the zoo is finally done, we can. This is what I'm hoping to see in Absolute Wonder Woman going forward. Now is different adventures with this main character and seeing what's going to happen. It did kind of lose some of the vibe, I think, of this young Bruce Wayne still striking out as Batman. It lost that vibe a little bit, and this felt more like a established Batman that semi knows what he's doing, as opposed to a Bruce Wayne that's been at this for like 3 months and still in over his head that we got like last fucking issue. So that was a little off-putting. But I like their introduction of Freeze. I like the Scott Snyder's version of Freeze in this one. And Bruce kind of coming
This is
to
a fucking weird, man.
Oh god, yeah. It's a crazy
fucking
version
weird,
of Freeze.
trippy.
And the fact
It's
that
like,
it's even like it's not even like Victor.
You
It's
got-
Victor and Nora's son. That
Yeah,
was a nice
it's
little
like-
touch.
this dude looks like you got dosed with scarecrow toxin and then got told about Mr. Freeze, and this is what your brain cooks up.
Yeah.
Looks like a fucking monster.
Yeah. Like, this is your brain on drugs or something like that. Yeah. And Bruce's kind of stuff going on with his friends right now, and they're just like, you're gonna get yourself killed, or you won't talk about it, and they're trying to confront him, and just I like that dynamic going on, that now that he's kind of revealed himself to his friends, that now they're trying to get more out of him. And spoiler alert, this might be my favorite moments in this
You
issue.
can tell.
When they're going on about his prehensile cape in the previous issues with the spikes and whatnot. Finally, Scott Snyder gives us, or at least the artist gives us, a proper look at what the whole point of that design is, and it looks like the claws at the end of the wings of a bat hanging onto the side of a wall. I'm like, oh my god, it does make
Yeah.
sense. It is like a bat, okay?
It all makes sense.
It all makes sense now. So I really like that. That was cool to see. I'm like, shit. All right, I get it now. I'll give this an
Yeah.
8.
An 8. Well, look at that.
It is. I'll agree. Maybe the weakest of the run so far, but I don't think in any way makes it weak. I think it's not the best of all the issues so far, but it's also part 1 of a new arc.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
No, I really dug this issue. I mean, I completely understand your feelings on the art. I think Marcos Martin is definitely an acquired taste. I was not necessarily the biggest fan of him for a good while, but I've just grown to love his stuff. And I will admit his Bruce looks a little awkward at first, but I really got into it once we got those depictions of this just freaky version of Freeze, especially towards the end. But yeah, no, I think writing wise, I don't know. I mean, it's perhaps not as strong as the other issues, I agree, but I still like it, and I like that it was leaning more into this almost horror element, whereas the previous arc felt like it was just, balls to the wall action. This one has a bit more of a sinister feeling to it, and honestly feels more like the kind of stuff Snyder is usually known for. Like, yeah, there's the reveal of Freeze at the end, but honestly, seeing how Matches died and has all those, holes in his face, like that was pretty disturbing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like
definitely felt
isn't
in
there
line.
like a whole phobia that that revolves around like seeing holes like that?
It's like tryptophobia or something.
Tryptophobia?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a coworker that suffered from that, and well, I had two coworkers. I had a coworker that suffered from that, and then I had another one that got wrote up for showing her a picture. Um,
Dang.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So
honestly,
I've
like,
firsthand witnessed what it's like for somebody with that phobia to react to it.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe this should have come with a trigger warning because
Yeah.
it wasn't far off from what
No,
got her
seriously.
fucked up.
I mean, like
You okay, Rob?
Oh yeah, no, just like I don't have a phobia to that, but then just talking about the phobia reminded me of my own kind of weird phobia, and
Oh God.
I hate it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, like, I don't have tryptophobia, but I mean I can understand it. Like that recurring thing is just an unsettling thing to look at, regardless of if you have a
For
phobia or not.
yeah, for
Especially when
real.
it's on like human skin. Sorry,
Yeah.
it's getting gross, but it's just not pleasant to look at in any way. So
At all. Nope, not at all. In any way, it's
Yeah.
very, very accurate.
And just the thought that it wasn't just any biological weapon; it was an ancient bacteria that did that to
Yeah.
him. Something that used to live millions of years ago that could just do that to you. It's like,
Mm.
what the
Yeah.
fuck?
Seriously.
And now it's out in the world. Thank you.
Oh joy.
Thank you, Mr. Freeze.
Thanks, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. So weird how comics. Never mind. Oh God, it's not even funny anymore. That's why you have to laugh at it. All right.
So what you're
Yeah.
saying is this Freeze Jr. He's got a worm in his brain? Is that that's why he's so fucked up?
What I'm saying is it's so weird, like how the real world and DC Comics has parallel supervillains.
Yeah. So, yeah. That
Oh,
they
boy.
do.
All right. Just with a little bit of a twist. Speaking of villains with a
Oh, boy.
twist, there's
Yeah.
another book that we're covering this week,
Another
this
one.
month
yes.
on Absolute April.
Yes.
If I can
What
make
is
it.
it?
It's
Oh,
that
man.
one. Oh my
Absolute
God.
Superman.
Absolute Smallville.
Absolute Superboy is more like it.
Absolute
It's-
Smallville.
it's
Somebody
Smallville, but
say-
I know. It's like it's Smallville, but it's absolute.
I don't know any of the other words.
Yeah, I have listened to that whole song countless times, and I can't remember the whole thing. But yeah, you get the point. It's Absolute Superman. Welcome to Smallville. I made that title up. It's actually Last Dust of Krypton Epilogue, Son of Smallville. But I like the word "Welcome to Smallville." I like that.
Well, it says it right there in the
it
title.
does say that right there. I think that's a nicer title.
I think it's a bit of a stretch saying you just made that up, taking credit for somebody else's work. That's just me. That's all I'm saying. Carry
I mean,
on.
I was looking at the credits page as I said it. I wasn't looking at the cover.
I
And-
mean, you know,
and-
whatever helps you sleep at night, buddy.
And to be fair,
To be fair.
it doesn't say "Welcome to Smallville." It says "Welcome to Smallville." It's Russian.
That would be German, and no, you can see that it's got an upswing to it.
I don't see another. That's a V.
Well, quit reading shit on
other
a phone, Rob.
half- I'm looking at the screen. I'm looking at your picture.
I'm looking
Look at
at your picture.
That's who gave you my picture?
I don't know. Brandon, help me out here.
I want no part of this debate.
All right. Take it away with the comic, Rob.
All right. Absolute
Welcome to
Superboy.
It's factual. 100%
It
factual.
really
Yeah,
is.
this was written by Jason Aaron with art from Carmine Di G and Domenico, colors from Ulysses Areola, and letters from Becca Carey with the cover from Rafa Sandoval and Ulysses Areola. So this is basically the final part of the origin of Superman, starting off 6 years in the past in deep space. Kal-El is still on his rocket ship after escaping Krypton, and he's not doing well because he's stuck in that rocket ship for months. Um,
Months.
Months upon months, till it gets to the point of 17 months, 14 days since Krypton exploded. He's still on this rocket ship. Saul has been unable to locate any planet that can sustain human life. Just as Kal-El is ready to give up and asks Saul to open the door to the ship so he can just float out into space. Saul refuses because he is programmed to protect the last son of Krypton. But as that's happening, they enter the Milky Way galaxy. They are passing what looks like Mars on their way to Earth, and in front of a giant yellow sun. However, this is when the ship begins to heat up because they are beginning to crash onto Earth, and where they crash is none other than the Kent farm. Which has been plagued with a drought, in no small part thanks to some weather altering drones courtesy of Lazarus. Because the Kents refuse to sell their farm to Lazarus so Lazarus can build a mega farm. Whatever the fuck that is. Whatever they're going to do there. Some bio farm or whatever. That property
Yeah.
has been in the Kent's family for generations, and John refuses to sell, and Martha is standing with him because they are a perfect little couple. Um, their farm is quickly dying though because of the droughts. Their crops are not giving any yield whatsoever and are dying quickly. But they do get the form of a little angel, with a half naked teenager showing up in a fiery crash in their yard. Like
Every
any,
country married couple's dream.
yeah,
I guess so,
like
yeah.
any other angel.
Of course.
Yeah. And then he passes out at their feet, not burnt. Yeah.
Not a part of the dream.
Classic American story, you know. That's how it goes. Anyway, it's enough for that bit.
Preferably without him passing out.
Yeah. That's yeah. We're not trying. Okay, I'm not even gonna make that joke. Anyway, they are then going to. So Martha decides to convince John that the story they're gonna take care of him, help raise him. But he's a little older. He's a teenager. He's not a kid. He has his powers right away. He does not have to grow into them, but he does have to get used to them very quickly. Additionally, since he's a little older, he speaks nothing but Kryptonese. He doesn't understand a lick of English. However, he is able to get a bit of control of his powers after some time. 2 weeks later, to be exact, Martha and John both, Jonathan, because calling him John just feels weird after Superman's son being around for so many years. Martha and Jonathan at different times both thank him profusely for joining their lives, and they both feel that they said he has saved the other one in the relationship. Um, Even to the point that Kal-El decides he's going to fix their tractor. He figures it out even though they don't have the spare parts, but he is a mechanic's son. He knows his way around an engine. But it's that point that Saul reboots and is able to give him the lowdown on Earth and even download the English language into his brain. So now he is able to communicate with the Kents, and he also has a full operational Kryptonian suit, which is his Superman suit. Saul even detects drones in the atmosphere and makes them crash, which means here comes the rain. So in one fell swoop, Kal-El saved the Kent's life. Not long after that, Lazarus arrives, wanting to arrest Kal-El. They do beat up Jonathan a little bit because they're dickheads. Kal-El wants to fight back, but the Kents say, no, please go. Be safe. Get out of here. Get as far away from these people as possible. So he does and leaves the Kents behind. We now jump to the present day in Smallville. Not quite a shell of its former self, maybe just a little cloudy. Lois is at the Senior Living Center looking for none other than Martha Kent. Um, Additionally, in a Lazarus Research Center in the Nevada desert, we see a man coming out of a Lazarus pit because those exist in this universe as well, and that man is none other than Ra's al Ghul, who vows to take on this Superman himself. So, surprise, surprise, Ra's al Ghul is once again in charge of Lazarus, and is working with Brainiac. Holy shit! So, yeah, there's some shit going to be going down. This is another issue of our first three Absolute books that I feel like the origin stories are just kind of come to a close. I think we've kind of reached everything we need to reach about Kal-El coming to Earth and where he came from and what he's doing there. The only plot thread left open is what happened to Martha and Jonathan and how Martha ended up in the senior care home and where's Jonathan. But I'm sure we'll get those answers later. Um, Not really necessarily having to do with Kal-El's origin. So only adventures from here on out, and I'm excited to see the future of this book as well. Um, it was kind of a Cliff's Notes story on Superman's time with the Kents because it took place over 2 weeks, and he started as a teenager. it's is basically the same origin, just sped up. But I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was a nice little twist on things, having Saul there and Clark being a teenager and being a little more grown up. But it was basically the same thing. If you think about it in the simplest manner, the basis of it all, the basics, it is the same origin. So can't hate it. I like it, and the art was really good too. This is going to get an 8.5 out of 10.
This series in the Absolute Universe
Oh, yeah.
is easily the most emotional for me. I get sucked right in.
Mm-hmm.
Ra's al Ghul and Brainiac being the first big bads. What a crazy ass
Yes.
team up.
Right?
Add to that the fucking peacemakers that got a hard on for him, and Lois Lane especially headhunting him. I'm really curious to see how this is all going to play out. This book is just, it was neck and neck with Wonder Woman, but after reading issue 7, this has eked past it. At least in my opinion. It was emotional watching everything that Superman goes through before he gets to Earth, and then after, losing 2 homes in such a short amount of time. It was all written awesome. It was done great. The art is just freaking mind-blowing, completely made for this book. Whole thing's fantastic, man. 8.5 out of 10. Like, all day long. I love it so much. Good stuff.
Yeah, this is an 8.25 out of 10 for me. I'm not like hugely in love with the art. Some of the faces are just a little, I don't know, look a little too elongated for my taste. But what I do love is the story, especially this. Like we were joking that this is absolute Superboy, and I mean it's not, but it kind of is. It's very much a twist on the Kal-El arriving in Smallville at the Kents, and this sort of almost like darker take, you could say, on that. And he arrives, and it's like, it's not, oh, we were blessed with a child. It's like, oh my God, this demon child just like destroyed everything, and he's like floating above the bed, and he can't even speak English. And yeah, it's a lot more destructive and darker, but there is still that emotional core that is really sweet. And I like that. Like I hope that, I know we only got a little bit of Clark's time in Smallville, and very much seemed like maybe this might be the end of it, but I would love to see any more connections that Clark had. So yeah, it's really solid installment of Absolute Superman, and yeah, what a
See,
reveal at the end.
for me, I think the role that the Kents played here wasn't so much as helping raise Superman to be the hero. It was important that he was the first people that they met, so he knew that here people were good,
Mhm.
Hmm.
and that there were good people here, like his parents, that were worth protecting. They weren't all bad, which he needed to know pretty goddamn soon after getting after dropping with all of those peacemakers showing up.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and if that would have been his welcoming committee, then I think Superman may have seen this world as a little differently.
Mhm.
So good. It's Jeremy Aaron that's writing this, right? Or Jason Aaron, excuse me.
Jason Aaron, yeah.
Yeah. Damn good time. I know Glenn is probably grimacing when I say that because I know he's not a Jason Aaron fan. But man, I love this book.
I know he. I don't know if he just didn't like Jason Aaron in general, or just didn't really like his Superman. But
I don't think he's a fan of Jason Aaron in general. I just don't think he likes the way that he writes.
There's many
there,
people that aren't.
yeah, there's many
Yeah.
people who feel that way,
Yeah.
Yep.
particularly after Thor.
Yeah.
Well, okay, very well then. I guess I'll take the next one.
If you insist.
Zoom. I'll try to get through it fast.
Yeah.
Absolute Flash #2, written by Jeff Lemire, art inside and out by Nick Robles, and colors from Adriano Lucas, with lettering by Tom Napolitano. Wow. And people thought our Wally had it rough. This young Wally has been inducted into the Speed Force, or whatever this is, as a sort of living energy. Well, I mean, this is a lot less of a this is what happened issue, and more of a this is where we're at kind of issue, like the second part of a setup that gets us to where we need to be. All right, in the book, Wally is trying to get away from the Flash ropes, but they're like government operatives. Boomerang's got some pretty fancy boomerangs, for example. Everything is the same, but definitely different. Flash, most of all. He doesn't understand his powers. They don't understand his powers. All they know is that they want to catch him so somebody can do experiments on him like they did to others, specifically naming the secret identities of Heat Wave and Firestorm. Pretty sure anyway, not sure who else that Raymond kid would be referring to. It's got to be Firestorm, I would assume.
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
That would make
that's
sense.
the issue. But in it, we see that Wally is really going through some stuff. He sees all kinds of different timelines. He sees that he did and didn't kill Barry. He sees the past, the now, and possible futures, one of which he becomes this horrific nightmare villain. Wally has no clue what's coming. We've got no clue what's coming. Um, and we don't know who said tisk when Wally crashed into the desert at the end of this book, or why this version of Grodd looks like a psychedelic version of Coco, Brainiac's monkey. This is driving me nuts. I need like the first 6 issues of this out.
Well,
It's
doesn't he
the-
also kind of look like what's the name of the monkey from the Super Friends?
Gleek.
Gleek.
I was
Yes,
thinking the
yes,
same
he looks
thing.
like
It was
Gleek.
Gleek,
Yes,
yeah.
that's who I'm thinking of too, not Coco. Oh God, you know why I thought of Coco? Because of the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Brainiac had Coco with him on that show.
Yeah.
But yes, looks like a psychedelic version of Gleek. That's but like pretty much everything else with Lemire, I want the first 6 issues of it out at the same time. It's good. The art's just as good. Color's just as good. 8 out of 10.
Yeah, this is I don't know. This honestly might be my second favorite of the week. Like, I really have just been into Absolute Flash, and I know there's been some chatter that it's kind of dropping you in the middle of the story and it's a little all over the place. But I am so engrossed in Wally's sense of fear and panic that the Speed Force is causing him, and this like sensation that the Speed Force is almost more chaotic than the regular Speed Force, which is crazy. Like, it's so out of control that it's causing all of his thoughts to overlap, which is so beautifully illustrated in some of the panel layouts.
Yeah.
So that for me is super cool. But in addition to that, you're getting like classic Lemire, family drama, or I guess just regular drama, since it's not like Barry and Rudy West are related. But that stuff is like, that's like the emotional core, and then all the extra story, crazy, freaking out stuff is like the hook for me. So I'm just super into this, and like we're getting flashes of the future, again, flash pun intended, of what Wally will become shortly. But yeah, I'm just, there you go.
It came way too late. Sorry, I was yawning.
Yeah. But no, I'm super engrossed in where the story is going to go, and this like future that Wally sees, where he's Flash and he's a hero, and like, is that the future that's going to come, or is it this dark evil future? Who knows? So it is a classic Flash sci-fi, but dialed up and made incredibly dramatic. And I love
Yeah,
it.
with
So,
a whole lot of Lemire spice thrown in that stew.
yeah, so 8.75 out of 10 for me. This is really cool.
Yeah, I'm moving mine up to an 8.5. I really
All right,
am.
then.
It's that good.
I'm giving mine an 8.75. It is solid, really really good stuff. Art's fantastic, story is deep and engaging. The changes in characters are just wild and crazy. I can't even decide which of the rogues I like most right now. Maybe Trickster, because he's not psycho.
Not Captain Daddy.
Not Captain Daddy. You don't like Captain Daddy, baby.
I'm sorry, just Captain Cold has that like stereotypical like
Rob
what are they
Zaddy.
calling it now?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
Zaddy.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got
Yep.
the mustache and everything.
Yep.
I love
Cool,
The
cool kick-ass
perfectly
sunglasses,
trimmed
square
hair.
jaw.
it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
He's right
probably
here
the-
in DC. You don't have to go
Yeah.
over to Marvel for your Magneto route.
that is probably the oh, Jesus. Now you're bringing back fucking, what was it, like Sword memories. Sword
Yeah.
and what was that other book? X-Men Red, where they drew Magneto looking like super buff. He looked
Zaddy
like a
Max.
30-year-old man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
He said Zaddy Max.
Yes, this is probably the coolest that Cold will
Oh,
ever
Jesus
look.
Christ.
Which
Yeah. You say the coolest he's ever looked?
I think this is probably the coolest Cold will ever look.
Oh,
I don't know.
heavens.
He's looked pretty cool before.
You're killing me.
I thought
You're
that's
killing
what you're
me.
going for. I don't know.
I set myself up. I didn't even realize it.
Well, speaking of character designs, as much as I love the Trickster, I like the personality for the Trickster in this.
Yeah.
Because the design for the Trickster is fucking weird. I
It's
don't
bizarre.
know
It's
what
got,
I'm
like,
looking
the
at.
Majora's mask, or what am I thinking of? Like I don't know.
Like,
Something
yeah,
funky.
I kind of see
Oh,
something like
okay.
that. It's
Majora's mask, or like a pumpkin head or something.
yeah, it's really weird, and then some weird mechanical stuff coming out the back. And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
it's-
don't know what the hell that's supposed to be all about, man.
Yeah, it's hella weird, but that's besides. the
Got to
point.
find out more about that.
Yep. Hopefully, the next couple of issues. I'm liking this characterization for Wally, and the journey he's on right now is
Mhm.
engaging and deep and interesting, and I can't wait to see what happens next. This, yeah, I think I already said my score. It's an 8.75. It's a solid issue. Solid book.
Oh yeah.
It's absolutely flashing.
It's an absolute delight.
It's flashy.
What else is an absolute delight? Getting your mind good and fucked.
From the Martian mind fucker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hello, Dada. Would you like some sausage?
Oh God, don't.
The
don't
Martian
you
mind
ever,
fucker.
Don't you ever quote that movie at me? I hate that movie.
What movie is that again?
Oh,
Freddy
some
got
stupid
fingered.
ass Tom Green shit.
Freddy
I
got
don't know.
fingered. That movie is fucking awful.
It's
My
so
roommate
bad.
loves that
Dude.
movie, and I
Daddy,
hate
would you
him
like
for it.
some sausage?
No, shut the hell up.
It's not good. Oh God, it's so bad. Like most everything Tom Green does,
Yeah.
except when he's able to get other comedians to bust.
I mean, there are some funny
organized
clips
rhyme.
from that like original Tom Green show, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's few and far between.
Sausage.
Ugh, God, no. The fact that I sat through that piece of shit, I truly regret. Rob,
Why
if
is
you
it
have- if you've
okay for Tom Green
never
to hump a
seen
dead
Freddy
moose?
Got Fingered,
I
don't waste your time.
don't believe I have. I'd always been curious about it, but I've always heard it was horrible, so I've never gotten around to watching
Good.
it.
No one ever answered Eminem about why it's okay for Tom Green to hump a dead moose.
Is that where that happens?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
No, I think that happens on the Tom Green show. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's
Yeah.
the Canadian mind fucker.
Yeah.
Oh, dear God.
This one here is from Mars, or maybe
Or
he is. I don't
he?
know.
Perhaps not.
I don't know.
Because as
Maybe
we
not.
find out,
Right now, it looks like he comes from the mind of Hunter S. Thompson.
Yep.
yeah, the mind of
It's a fucking bat
frickin'
country.
Ken Kesey.
You see these fucking dinosaurs?
All right.
Tell me, am I the
Absolute-
only one? Am I the only one that sees Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas?
No, I kind of see it too.
Okay,
I kind of see it too, yeah.
good. Not just me. Continue. Sorry.
Absolute Martian mind hunter. Martian Manhunter is the name of this book.
Mind fucker.
It's written by Dennis Camp, art and colors by Javier Rodriguez, and letters by Hassan Atzmain Elhau. This sees John Jones continuing to struggle with whatever the hell has possessed him, and continues to ask questions regarding exactly what is a Martian mind fucker, considering that we've been to Mars and there are no Martians. And he says, well, that's really more of a loose definition to help you get a grasp on the fact that I'm from very, very far away. But the idea more so of why this strange entity has latched itself onto John Jones is slowly getting revealed in this issue, in that it is there to hunt for something, to reveal some kind of hidden thing. And at that very moment, a attacker, I guess, some kind of crazy conspiracy theorist attacker, starts shooting up this area of town called Serta, which is mostly made up of immigrants, and manages to shoot quite a few of them before John and the Martian are able to arrive at the scene, and the Martian dives directly into his mind, looking for whatever the hell it is that's corrupting him. The
Who's
Martian
out there
manages...
talking like 50 Cent? You know,
Yeah,
you acting like
seriously.
you don't know.
The Martian is able to track down the strange root of his paranoia and schizophrenia, and is nearly about to remove it and excise it before this guy is shot in the brain by the cops, and ultimately is brought to the end, as John Jones is scolded by one of his superiors and drives home after seemingly a horrible day. The Martian reveals that the White Martian has come to end humankind, and that there are greater dangers awaiting them. Man, what to say about this book? It is crazy, it is psychedelic, it is a mind fuck, but I love it. It is so creative and such a unique twist on what the Martian Manhunter story can be, even if he's not actually a Martian. So I don't even know what to say about this one other than just read it and experience it. Like, that is the best way to describe it. The book is an experience in, I don't know what the mind can be, what imagination can be. It's just great, and the art is absolutely stunning. So this one gets an easy. I was gonna give it a 9, but fuck it, I'm gonna give it a 9.25. Like, it is just that good, and people need to be reading this book.
Hell yeah.
What about you, Rob?
I gave it a 9.5. Like, I 100% agree with everything Brandon just said. It is, I will spill the beans right now. My favorite absolute book right now.
Wow.
Dennis Camp is having an amazing year writing comics so far. Between Ultimates and Absolute Martian Manhunter. Holy shit.
Just killing it.
He's just killing it. This book, I can't even describe why it's so good. It's just an experience you have to have reading it. And like issue 2 just kept the same pace and excitement of issue 1. It is a mind fuck, but not a mind fuck you won't understand reading. It's Grant Morrison without the confusion. It's Cy Spurrier without the up your ass of it all. It's fun and deep and disturbing and fantastical and interesting.
What Rob is trying to say is this is what Tom King would write like if he was on shrooms when he did it.
Well, no, there's no 9 panel pages in this, so maybe not.
No,
King.
well, I didn't say draw.
Well, no,
I didn't say draw, but this is what. Yeah.
No, he writes out 9 panel pages that
Well,
he
he
gets
does.
different artists to.
If he was on shrooms, it would open his mind, Rob.
So there'd be 18 panels.
Oh Lord! Now you're talking like Dark Knight Returns.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Tell me about it, right?
Classic 16-panel grid.
It's like, it's burning my eyes to look at this.
Well, for you maybe. I love that shit. 16 panels is freaking awesome when done well.
You never know, man. Like on Tom King on shrooms could write a book that's nothing but full panel splashes. You just don't know what will be unlocked.
You don't know.
You're acting like you don't know, but you do.
Do we? I would like to.
I don't know. Here's okay. So this is a bit different.
Okay.
I am not put off by this book in any way, shape, or form because I can't find anything wrong with this book.
Because there is nothing wrong with this book.
But I can't find anything that I love about the book either. Yet it isn't just a comic book. I have no idea 2 issues in how I feel about this in any way, shape, or form. No clue as to the direction. Not even sure if the information that we're being fed is actual or if it's just dude's fucking interpretation of it. I do almost feel like I'm reading Hunter S. Thompson, and I never know if I enjoy the Hunter S. Thompson book until I am done with it. There's a chance that I'm going to be this same way too. For the first time in the 117. Brandon has stopped recording. Something went wrong, and they're not being recorded anymore. Everyone else is still being recorded.
Well, that's weird.
Ask Brandon to
that is
refresh and then rejoin from a regular browser, not incognito. Brandon?
I think he's gone to refresh.
Well, interesting.
Yeah.
Back to what I was saying. I have
I'm back. Is it recording?
beautiful. It doesn't say it's not, so that's good.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, good.
Cool.
Good.
I'm back.
All right, so yeah, back to what I was saying. I don't know how I feel about this. And the first time in 117 years of doing podcast reviews, I don't know what to rate a book. Huh?
I knew you were old.
I am old. I am so fucking old. I look. Do you see this? Like underneath here?
No.
Do you see this? I don't have bags, bro. I have full ass luggage.
Uh,
Oh Jesus. But anyway, yeah, so I honestly I don't know. I there's nothing I can find wrong with it, but there's nothing I can find that I love about it. And it's not just a comic book. I don't know what to say
what?
about this. I love and hate the art. I am both interested and completely uninterested in what is going on in the story. I don't know. It's same as the first one. I wasn't on the show when you guys reviewed the first issue. But I felt the same exact way. I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. I want to like it. I can't tell if I do. Do I like it? And I was like, I'll be able to tell by the second issue, like at least whether or not I'm gonna be able to get into it. Because that happened with Absolute Batman.
Yeah.
I had to wait all the way to the second issue where I'm like, okay, I'll still read this. But I don't have any misgivings, but I don't have anything in the plus column either. So I don't have a score for Absolute Martian Manhunter. I don't know what to do with it.
So
I'm
what you're
so
saying
confused.
what you're saying is you've been
He
mind
fucked
fucked.
me. Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
Oh, you ruined it. You stole my joke, you son of a bitch.
I've been waiting to say that joke since you started your review. Because I knew that was coming. And you're like, I don't love it, but I don't hate it.
God damn it. I had it written down. I've been Martian mindfucked by the Martian mindfucker. You didn't. I had the voice and everything. All right. Whatever. Go home, Rob.
I am home, Josh.
Fair enough. So I don't have a score for it. Other than that, I guess we've just got one book left.
And I, in a rare occasion, have a physical copy to read.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Welcome to my hell.
Oh, hell.
This is one
Don't
thing
flip
I don't
pages
like.
close to the mic, though.
No, I won't. Don't plan on it. It's been a long time since I had a physical copy that was a variant cover. Since when is DC doing the variant covers on top of the regular covers?
Oh,
Wait,
for
what?
a good year or two now.
What the
'cause,
hell?
yeah, it used to. I think they realized that charging people an extra fucking dollar for a variant cover that offers no different, like, anything from the standard cover is ridiculous. So I think they're trying to do something where it has a little bit of a thicker cardstock cover at the front, and then you flip it and it has the regular cover.
Let me see the
but
cover on that, Rob. Oh, that's sick, dude.
Right? It's nice.
Oh, man. Nice, my ass. That's gorgeous.
Right? I had a few different ones to pick from at the comic shop I was at, and I picked this one, and I'm not against it.
I don't blame you.
Though I don't know who did the art. I kind of recognize it, but I can't tell who did it.
Should be right there on the credits page.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the credits page. There it is. Okay, so maybe Raphael Albuquerque? I don't know. It's hard to tell.
That could be.
I mean, you'd know. One, because it'd have his signature, but two, because
Yeah.
his style is very distinct.
I can't find a signature though. That's the problem. Maybe it's not Raphael Albuquerque. Anyway, it doesn't
Okay.
matter. Yeah, this is
But I
absolute green.
did see there
Lantern.
was a Assad Ribbit cover, and I was
Yes.
like, God damn, I don't want
Right?
to spend the extra dollar, but that cover's fucking awesome.
I was hoping to
don't know if
find
there's a way
that
to put
one.
that
That
one. It
was
is
the
so
only one that was
cool.
not in the shop.
Ah, yeah, I can imagine that one sold out.
Yeah. All right, so this is Absolute Green Lantern #1. This is written by Al Ewing. This is the second Al Ewing book we are
Oh.
covering this week, with art, color, and regular cover from Janoy Lindsay and letters from Lucas Gattoni. So we open up on one Hal Jordan wandering through the desert looking very disheveled and downright scared. In fact, he even does say he is scared. He is stopped by a police officer who asks him all sorts of questions because he's in a full bomber jacket wandering through the desert. It's kind of weird. He's hiding something in his pocket. The officer forces him to take his hand out of his pocket. Hal unfortunately does, and the officer gets blasted into nothingness. And that's the last time we see Hal until he ends up at May and Mo's diner somewhere on the outskirts of some town on the highway somewhere. He asks for just water while all the people in the diner are going about their business, watching the game. But then the game is interrupted
In bumfuck Indiana.
Bumfuck Indiana.
Yep.
Is Indiana bordering California?
No.
No,
Okay, it's not
no.
Indiana then.
Bumfuck Nevada.
Okay,
Yeah,
so,
that makes more sense.
That's probably it. Right. So, yeah, the basketball game they were watching, it was basketball, right?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it was basketball. It's interrupted by a news bulletin with footage from Evergreen, Nevada. It is Nevada. There you go. Small town, 15 miles from the California state line, which is where Hal Jordan is from. Where you get to see this gigantic Green Lantern symbol just crash in the middle of town. Probably hundreds of lives lost, buildings destroyed, fires all over the place.
Bigger than a football stadium.
Way bigger than a football stadium. And as that footage is being shown, the news station has received a notice that they can no longer show any more footage, and an official statement is being prepared. They will have more updates when they can, and then they get back to the basketball game. So this scares a whole bunch of people, and they want to know what's going on. Then Hal gets a little more scared with this focus on some kind of black ring. Think of The Ring, the movie, that kind of ring. It's kind of fucked up. We jump back to 5 days prior where Hal is sitting at a table.
I can't.
Why?
Because for some reason, The Ring and The Grudge have been completely mushed together in my brain.
Yeah, I get
for
that.
like over a decade.
Yeah.
It's insane, but I cannot recall the difference between the two of them.
It was like that for me too. The only way I can tell the difference is one had Sarah Michelle Gellar.
One of them had that noise.
That was the one with Sarah Michelle Gellar. That was The Grudge.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only that. Other than that, it was two girls with dark hair that needed a shampoo.
Yeah. One of them was wet though because she crawled out of a well.
Both of them were gross.
Yeah. It was kind of coincidental.
I don't even remember one being wet.
Time. Well, unless it was just Scary Movie 3. I don't know. That's besides the point. Yeah, so Hal is at diner table in Evergreen, Nevada with his friends Jon Stewart and Joe Mullane. We do find out that Hal in this world is a quote-unquote toy salesman, but as he calls it, a collectibles dealer. So that's a nod to 70s Hal Jordan when he was a traveling toy salesman.
Boop, boop.
So yeah, we get a bit of backstory on the trio.
I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, no, that was a weird time in Hal's life. That was around the time of Our Traveling Heroes, if I'm not mistaken.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back now.
During that period, I know it happened around Green Lantern number 100 as well, because when I read that issue, when he came across Airwave, he was like traveling the countryside selling toys.
So it's like in canon that he went from being a pilot to being a toy salesman.
Yeah.
This is blowing my fucking mind.
Yeah, it is 100% in continuity.
100% blowing my mind.
100%. In fact, I think that was even brought up during Grant Morrison's run as well. I think in one issue, there was an issue, the story arc he had with the Flash when they were on some alien planet, and there was a woman that Hal recognized. That woman was during his time as a toy salesman.
Olivia
Oh.
something. I can't remember. her name.
Yeah. Can't remember her last name either. I think she not. I think she was also
Schwartz?
like a toy salesman or something, a toy salesperson as well, or something like that. They worked for the same company or something like that. But it was it was weird. Meanwhile, some bikers are riding into town, making a whole bunch of noise, and well,
Well, now we know why it took so long for a Guy Gardner figure to show up.
That took me a second. Yeah. Speaking of Guy Gardner, he gets name dropped here as he is a police officer in town. Also, potentially, had been married to Joe Moline. But we don't have confirmation on that. It's kind of fuzzy, but it sounds like they were married, but they still talk. Joe was on the force, but left for undisclosed reasons for the time being. We don't know. Um, then we hear the motorcycles once again driving through the town until some giant green dome crashes in front of the motorcyclist, the lead one, and he crashes right into the side of it in a giant bloody explosion. Literally, his face is gone because he wasn't wearing a helmet. Duh. The trio run up to it and try to figure out what the hell is going on, but they can't penetrate it. Hal mentions that it's kind of like spongy in a way. There's some give, but it's solid though, like a force field in a movie. They can't really figure it out. On the other side, they see the other bikers coming back to see what happened, and then they just turn around quickly and take off. Joe then notices something up in the sky, which we could tell is a giant Green Lantern symbol as well. And in the middle of it is a weird being called Abin Sur. Looks a lot like Saint Walker, but with 4 arms and a lot of pectoral muscle.
Like a lot. Like somebody said, "Hey, Diodato, come here for a second."
Somebody said, "Hey, Rob Liefeld, remember that Captain America cover you did? Take those pecs, stick it on St. Walker, call it a day."
Right.
Yeah.
Give them a little more definition.
Uh,
Call it a day.
Not even. A little less
Not
definition.
even. Less definition?
Less definition, yeah.
My God.
But then we jump back to current time. Hal is in the diner and he's going over the story with the patrons of the diner about Abin Sur and the giant symbol in the sky. And he says that Abin Sur called it the Green Lantern and that everything is his fault. He once again brings mention to his hand. People think there's a weapon, so one patron named Earl forces his hand out of his pocket, and there is no weapon. It's just his hand is pitch black and surrounded by some black energy. And as soon as it comes out of his pocket, Earl gets blasted by this black energy and disappears. Hal tries to keep it under control, but the waitress behind the counter shoots him in the ribs, and that unleashes a giant blast of black energy throughout the diner. It's seemingly that everyone is dead, or at least absorbed by the black hand, and the diner is basically falling to pieces. Hal decides to take his black hand and put it into the bullet wound, and maybe it'll kill him, but instead it heals him. And he realized that the hand is not going to let him die. And this is when the door to the diner opens. Somebody calls out Hal's name, and we see that it is Joe Moline with Green Lantern energy around her and a Green Lantern symbol on her chest. That is where our issue ends. And there's so many questions.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
right?
that is a hell of a first issue. There is mention that Joe Moline still wears her wedding ring, and that's why there was that nod to whether or not her and Guy were married, which the dialogue made it sound that way, but it does seem, based off the cover we see from Janoy Lindsay, that maybe the ring is her wedding ring is going to be what's channeling this green energy that she has. But how did she get it?
That is the question.
Yeah, what's up with Abin Sur, this giant weird symbol? What's up with Hal and his black hand? Is he going to be a villain of the piece? There's so many questions. Where's Jon Stewart? What happened to him? What about Guy Gardner? Are we ever going to see Simon and Jess? There's so many questions. I trust in Al Ewing, though. This is stellar first issue. Takes a lot of the interesting parts of the Green Lantern mythos, flips it on its head, and gives you something to write home about, which a lot of the Absolute books have done so far, and it's fantastic stuff. Did I write down the score for this one? No, it's getting a 9. It's getting a 9. The art's fantastic. I'm sold already. I can't wait for issue 2 just to get a couple of answers, hopefully.
Oh yeah. No, I saw some grumbling, as usual, about this issue online. Again, I usually don't pay attention to chatter, but this one, it felt like people were just really, I don't know, maybe off-put by how little information we get, and just
Issue
by
one.
the... I know, I'm like, come on, man. Like, we can't give it all away in the first issue. But yeah, I think people are just a little off-put by how little we get and the mystery, and some people were frustrated that, oh, Hal is the villain again, which, like, what? No, he's not. He is possessed by something, but he's not a villain.
Yeah.
And that's part of the mystery. That's what makes it so engaging.
Exactly.
So I really didn't have any problems with that. And honestly, the lack of information was what made it so compelling, especially how horrified Hal is to be in this position and how quickly things have changed. And like you said, there's so many different mysteries and different parts going on that, I don't know, it sets everything up so interestingly that, like, you just want to have that next issue to just find where the hell it might go next. So yeah, I'm all in with this one. I'm sorry, I'm absolutely in with this one.
You can still you're absolutely all in.
I'm absolutely all in with this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, really solid stuff. And I gave this one I'll give it an 8.75 out of 10. I did really enjoy it.
Right on. I also just want to give a nod to it with all the main Green Lantern characters that there are. I just feel like it's Al Ewing's perfect with this.
Mhm.
Like, somebody said to him, which Green Lantern are you going to write about? It's like, which one? Hold my beer.
Oh,
All of them?
yes.
What do you mean one?
It's like, so which Green Lantern are you going to choose? Yes.
Yes.
I'm gonna write about Joe Moline.
And
But
Hal.
I'm also
And
gonna
John.
write about
And
and Guy.
Hal
And Guy.
and John
maybe...
and Guy and like at the end, they're gonna need a babysitter. And Kelly's showing up.
Yeah.
I forgot about Kyle.
I
think so did
Kyle
everybody
owns
else.
the general store. He's happy just having a fishing pole and a beer.
He's probably dead now.
Oh God! Don't
Watch
say
your
that.
mouth, filthy
Did you
animal.
see that giant symbol crushing the town?
I mean,
That
yes,
general
but
store was clearly in the middle of that.
It's a general store. That's not something you put in the middle of towns anymore. It's on the outskirts, in the suburbs, like a boutique.
Mm.
We
I'm
got
grasping
boutiques in
at
the
straws here.
outskirts?
Yeah,
That's weird.
in the suburbs.
Yeah.
I live in a
Yeah.
suburb.
You live in a Canadian suburb.
Fair point. Fair point. Okay, what do you think about Absolute Green Lantern #1?
What do I think about Absolute Green Lantern #1? I don't have the slightest goddamn clue what in the hell's going on. But man, I can't wait for issue 2.
Yep.
This has set up some major stuff, and it has a lot of explaining to do, Lucy. What's going on with all the blackness in Hal's hand? Is it possible that Hal Jordan, who was the focus of this entire issue, is not the Green Lantern at all, but perhaps a reluctant Black Hand? I can't wait for next issue, and flipping back through this one for the art just alone, let alone rereading it, is not a bad idea either. It looks great. It's really great. Reads just as good. This has got me excited for what's coming. I couldn't ask more from a number one. All out, 8.5 out of 10.
No, all in.
All
All
in.
in.
All
DC,
in.
All in.
All
Yeah.
in. Hashtag all in.
Yeah. What's that?
Hashtag you don't know ska?
You don't know ska?
I will never give up on ska.
We'll
Ska.
never give up on ska.
Oh, it's one of my favorite episodes we've ever done.
Yes. Only because we're talking about how much we fucking love ska.
Ska. Bank, 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 bank. Oh, I guess I'm just doing a solo. All right.
That is the impression I get.
What is that? Is
No
doubt,
I
no
see
doubt,
what
no
you did
doubt,
there.
no doubt.
Yeah. That's rather sublime.
Oh, thank you. That's all you get. All
I can't think of any other
8.5
stop
out of 10.
8.5, right on.
What did you guys? I guess that's it, huh? I was
Yeah,
going
we
to ask
already-
what you
we
guys
already-
thought, but that's it, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Well, very
That's it.
well.
I loved
then.
it. I say if we do we'll do a top 3 now that we have 6 books to talk about. But I also say
Oh.
let's rank the 6 books tops in order 1 through 6. Now that all 6 are out.
No, holy cow! Just you mean like overall, or
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
in order this week?
No, like overall.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like there's, I mean, like Martian Manhunter and Flash don't have, the established stories that like 7 issues does.
No, but I can still place them pretty well. Personally, you don't have to if you don't want to, but I.
Well, damn. I mean, that
I
would
have to
take some
think
brain
about it,
power.
but,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Okay, while you guys do that, I will go into my top 3 and then I'll rank them. Okay, I got 2 books tied for number 2. So I will say number 3 is going to be Absolute Wonder Woman. Number 2 is going to be Absolute Green Lantern. And number 1 is going to be Absolute Martian Manhunter. But did not leave the other books too far behind. As for my rankings, for now, I'm going to put Absolute Batman last, believe it or not. It's really good, but in terms of excitement with the stories, it is maybe the lowest tier for me. Next, I'm going to put Absolute...
How many are there? Oh, yeah. Never mind.
6 total. 6
Yeah.
total, yeah.
Mhm.
So I've got Absolute Batman and Absolute Superman. And then I'm going to have Absolute Flash. An Absolute Green Lantern, an Absolute Wonder Woman, and then Absolute Martian Manhunter is my number 1. Absolute Wonder Woman number 2 it's still just like top of the list for me.
Yeah. I mean,
That
I
was
think
my
your
number 1
first-
from the get-go.
Yeah, I think your first and second are probably going to be the same as my first and second, because Absolute Martian Manhunter is definitely the top right now for me. That could change, but Absolute
Yeah.
Wonder Woman just right out of the gate was coming in strong and has continued to be top of the
Yeah.
line. And if it wasn't for Absolute Martian Manhunter, that probably would still be my first pick.
Yeah.
Because it's like consistently the one I look forward to the most, and is considerably better than the current Wonder Woman book we have right now.
Oh,
yeah.
I
God.
don't need to
Yeah.
get into that.
Considerably.
For me, it's almost the opposite of excitement because I get it. At this point, y'all know me. I like a good space age story. I like the sci-fi aspect. I'm kind of turned off by magic at this point. I'm just like, oh god, here we go, another magic story. And then I read, I'm like, oh my god, I forgot how good this is. I don't care if it's magic. I love this.
I feel like for you, it's maybe not just magic as a whole, but you need the right kind of magic story.
I can enjoy a good magic story. It's not that I don't
Yeah.
like them. It's just like I won't go out of my way to read one.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay,
All
I
right,
can give it
okay,
a
so-
swing.
You said well, Rob, you've
Unless
ranked your
you're,
6.
ready to go.
Brandon,
Ranked
have
my
you ranked
6,
your
yeah.
6?
I have not ranked my 6. I will give my top 3, and then I'll I'll rank them
right.
as I feel is best. But right now, for this week, the top 3 books that I have are Absolute Superman, or I'm sorry, Absolute Wonder Woman in 3rd place. Thank you. Absolute Flash in 2nd place, and Absolute Martian Manhunter in 1st place. This was hard because they were all really good.
They
to
are
some
all
degree.
Yeah, I had a hard time placing
like,
these two.
I know. Like, I really wanted to find a way to put Absolute Green Lantern in there because I really liked that first issue, but I don't know.
I
But in
actually
terms of
managed to.
ranking, yeah, in terms, unless I could do a tie, but I know Josh doesn't like it when I do ties, so I'm not gonna do that.
Cop outs, but hey, you know what? Josh grows for the first time in 738 years of podcasting. I
Oh my goodness!
couldn't give a score.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never heard that before. I'm stunned.
You've never, yeah. I mean, in over 1,000 years of podcasting, it's never happened before.
I love that the number keeps changing.
1,131 years of podcasting.
In 5 billion years of podcasting,
Jesus
I have never
Christ!
not
How old do you
given
think
a
I
score.
am?
You're like as old as the
Immortal.
Guardians, perhaps even older.
You're as old as Keanu Reeves.
Yeah,
Whoa.
you are like time itself. Before there was time, there was Josh.
That's Rob's cracked it. Rob and Isaiah cracked it in Discord. Me and Keanu Reeves are wolf pyres.
Yeah,
Whoa. We're eternal.
you've seen it all.
Wolf
Okay, my rank. Oh God. Well, number 1, I think right now is definitely going to be Absolute Martian Manhunter, with Absolute Wonder Woman coming in at a very, very close second. In 3rd, I think right now I'm going to give it to Absolute Flash, and then probably Absolute Superman, Absolute Green Lantern, and then Absolute Batman also in last for me. And that is not a dig on Absolute Batman, because I still really enjoy it. It's just, I think there are books that I maybe am looking forward to a little bit more.
Yeah.
Got me
And-
pulled in, more invested.
It
Yeah.
might also be a case of Absolute Batman is the first one that has gotten past its origin stories, and we've gotten into the other stories now.
Yeah,
So, like, there's less to look forward to in a way,
yeah.
because now we're into new territory. If that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Definitely.
All
All
right,
right, sir.
My top 3 are gonna be in 3rd place is gonna go to Green Lantern. 2nd place is gonna go to Flash, and 1st place is gonna go to Superman. I was just as shocked as I'm sure. I mean, leaving Wonder Woman out just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
a top 3, this had to the impact that I had from reading it on me. That's what I had to go with, and that's the right order. If I had to put all 6 ranked, Martian Manhunter would be last, and it would only be last because of the way I had to score it. I just don't know where to put it, so it has to go on the end here. Next up, Batman.
Put it at number 1.
Cool.
You're crazy. That was so loud. You sounded
That
like a
was
very intrusive
scary
god.
loud. Oh my God.
I thought I lowered the tone of my voice. Sorry, I got right up to the microphone.
Yeah, and then went boom. All right, so that got confusing. So I'm just gonna do first to last: Wonder Woman, Superman, Flash, Green Lantern, Batman, and the Martian Manhunter.
Man.
Fair enough. I stand by what I said, though. Martian Manhunter should be number 1. But I get your reasoning. I completely understand.
I don't know where.
I think he'll
in
come
there.
around.
Yeah.
Wonder
I think he'll come
Woman's,
around.
dude,
I
like
believe.
Wonder Woman and Superman are fucking phenomenal.
They are.
Flash and Green Lantern are set up to be phenomenal. Batman is what I would call at steady main comic level. Like it's just
Yeah.
that book you're gonna keep reading.
Yeah.
But it's not like whoa.
Yeah,
Superman
not
and Wonder
anymore.
Woman are whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Batman
it
had
just-
that
Green
for the first couple
Lantern
of
are
issues,
like,
but it
Yeah.
did kind of
Whoa.
like quickly get into that.
Yeah, into its
Yeah.
own kind of rhythm. But yeah, no,
Yep.
those books just keep like pushing the envelope of reinventing certain stuff. Yeah, it's really cool.
I think so for sure. You know what else is cool? All of our favorite moments and favorite covers.
Oof, God, talk
Yeah,
about
that's
hard.
It's a tall ask now.
It
Okay,
is.
favorite moment, favorite moment, favorite moment.
Man.
So for me, I'll give you guys a second. For
All
me, the favorite moment, like I mentioned, Superman was just emotional this month. But cherry picking the most emotional part was that panel where he realizes he's got to leave Smallville now. And it's like in the course of a year, he's had to leave the two places he's known as home, two
Mhm.
places that he's loved.
Mm.
And that was pretty heart-wrenching. It was kind of a gut punch. That was my favorite moment.
Yeah. Forgot I already mentioned my favorite moment earlier is Absolute Batman, where we see the prehensile cape being used as bat claws to hang from the
Mhm.
ceiling on the side of a wall. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. I like
Yeah.
that.
Brandon.
Oh boy. I mean, as horrifying as it was, honestly, seeing Hal's unleashed black hand, like at the beginning of, or sorry, not at the beginning, at the latter part of the issue, because you see him basically decimate someone at the beginning, but you're not sure what it is.
Yeah.
But seeing that
Yeah.
unleashed black hand just completely destroy the diner was like, it was just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
But that or the reveal of Joe Mullane with the sort of early Lantern suit, because it could easily be my favorite moments from this week. I mean, it
Yeah.
was just awesome.
When you started off your favorite moment with, despite how brutal it was, I could have sworn you were about to get into the motorcyclist smashing head
I mean,
first.
yeah.
Arr.
That was pretty brutal too.
That was really. I was not expecting that in an absolute book right away.
Yeah,
Just like splash.
just yeah, splat
Yeah.
like a watermelon.
Yeah. God. Yeah. All right. Favorite cover, Josh. If you don't mind, could you go through the 6 covers really quick?
Absolutely. Green Lantern,
That's a nice one.
Martian Mindfucker,
Simple yet effective.
Flash,
Dynamic.
Superman,
Very cool.
Batman,
Very cold.
and Wonder
cool.
Woman.
Awesome.
Indeed.
All right. Well, I'm tied.
Ugh, I know.
I'm stuck between 2 right now. They're all really good covers. Like
They
just like
are.
You had. Oh, I'm stuck with 3 now. Shit. Why'd you have to go back to the Flash? Oh, it's just the pencil
Brought
work
back
on that. It just looks so good.
Cold Zaddy.
It looks so good.
Zaddy
It's
Zero.
Not even about Zaddy Cold. It's like Wally's face in the background was so detailed, and Trickster's mask looks so
Yeah.
weird, and just the posing of all the villains is dynamic. Is oh my god, the colors alone. The boomerang drones in the background.
Them creepy ass boomerang drones. Hunter S. Thompson.
I love that one, the Martian Manhunter one, because it's so simple yet effective, and also like
Shows you the art you're getting inside.
it does that too. But it's also like postmodern art
Mhm.
in a way.
Whatever that means.
Ugh,
Artsy
This
fartsy,
is-
Josh. It's
this
artsy
is
fartsy.
hard.
It's very hard.
Postmodern doesn't make any sense because modern is like made now. So postmodern would be
in the future.
in the future.
Yeah.
But it can't be in the future because it came out last month. It was made like last month.
I think you're simplifying what postmodern means.
Yeah.
I think
It's not
postmodern
taking
is
place in the future. It's
loosely defined.
yeah, it is, and I think Kirk could give a much better definition to this than I could.
Kirk
But
would
my
love to pick it
understanding
apart.
of my understanding of postmodern is basically whatever modern conventions are. It is something that is directly opposed to that or
Yeah.
goes against whatever the modern popular styles are.
Yeah.
So like when I think of like
I feel like
postmodern
that
comics,
should be anti-modern.
yeah, like when you think, I know it's really weird, or because I think it's supposed to be the idea of like looking past, but it's still rejecting what's modern.
Yeah.
So like, if you were to use it in comic terms, people would define the modern era of comics as like a Dark Knight Returns or a Watchmen, whereas a postmodern book would be something like Animal Man, which takes some of the conventions of that modern Dark Age era of storytelling and completely does away with it.
That's a good
But
way
I
to
could
put
be
it.
getting that completely wrong. But
I,
that
I
is,
think I think you're pretty
yeah.
pretty hit the nail on the head right there.
But Watchmen comics are old.
oh my
And
God.
so are you. What's your point?
You are thinking too literally, my good
The
man.
words should be literal, but we don't have time to get into that conversation for me to just
No.
use that same sentence over and over again. The words should be literal.
Words have meaning.
Yes.
I still stand by what I said. It's a nice little postmodern artsy fartsy kind of like design of the character. And honestly, like it's
Yes.
maybe a little too on the nose, but very X-Men. It's giving X-Men vibes.
Definitely
This
with
here?
the way the Martians posed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
Like
I
60s
suppose.
X-Men.
Yeah. Well, he kind of looks like. I mean, that pose and him shooting the. I know it's not an I beam, but it kind of looks like an
Yeah,
I
it's
beam.
like a Cyclops.
Looks very much like like Cyclops.
Yeah.
Like I could totally see Cyclops doing a pose like this.
Yeah. And then the art style is very almost like 60s kind of noir,
Hmm.
where it was like 30s, 20s noir is like retro, and like
Yeah.
we're gonna like do that.
Art Deco.
Yeah. And then it's
See-
the color scheme is it's
And pop art.
I don't know. I
Pop
fucking
art.
love this. It's the Martian Manhunter painted by Andy Warhol. It's
Pop art.
yeah,
Yeah, see, that one makes sense.
it's gorgeous.
Postmodern does.
I love it. You're not artsy fartsy, there, George.
You gotta
Uh,
you gotta read more literature.
You need to.
It doesn't
you need
require
go
me
to
to
a
read
museum,
more
wear a
literature to
beret,
forget
and
what
smoke
words
a
mean.
cigarette while talking about a painting you don't
So
understand.
beret.
Okay.
My man, do you
Lord.
have any idea how much I would love to smoke a cigarette?
Don't tempt him now.
Well,
You
you
have no idea how
You
much I
can't
would
do
love
it
to smoke a
inside, so don't
cigarette.
actually smoke a cigarette. Just like pretend to.
Yeah.
That's not the same.
You're not supposed to.
Jerk.
Welcome to artsy
All right.
fartsy stuff.
So
Yeah,
then
I
there's
think-
the Green Lantern. Which one is your favorite, Rob?
God damn it! Don't make me choose.
You must
Oh
choose.
God, my top three, in no particular order, is Wonder Woman, Flash, and Martian Manhunter.
You got to pick one.
Oh, damn it.
Man.
I
Okay.
forced myself to.
Okay, I will cut out Wonder Woman because as beautiful as it is, I like the other two more. Oh my God. Do I go with Art Deco or do I go with Dynamic? Am I smoking a cigarette or am I drinking a beer?
You tell me.
I don't know. Okay, the Flash. Fuck, I hate
The
that choice.
Flash,
The
it is.
The
Ugh. No, you gotta live with
wins!
it.
Oh my god!
Oh, that was so hard to choose. Fuck. I can't
All
sleep
right.
tonight.
Brandon.
Oh, boy. Okay, I have mine picked out, but I'm just going to ask you to go back to the Absolute Flash cover because I just noticed something
Oh,
that
no.
probably has no relevance at all, but when you look closely at the S, doesn't it kind of look like two boomerangs
Oh my
squished
God.
together?
It
Does that mean
does,
anything?
but
I don't
so
think so.
Flash's symbol, the one that you see on Barry,
Yeah.
is the same.
Yeah.
Like it has that division in it.
Oh yeah, no, I
Yeah.
know that too. I'm just wondering if that has any kind of relevance at all, or if that just is a freaky coincidence.
It might just be a freaky coincidence.
Let me take it a step further because
Uh-oh.
call me crazy, because if you
You're
actually
crazy.
like take the triangle shapes and flip them on their side, they're not even in their
Yeah.
angles. One line is shorter than the other, so I think it's less of a boomerang and more of a Federation symbol from Star Trek. So maybe when he ends up in the future, he's going to end up on the Enterprise.
You are fucking with me, but I love it.
I am fucking with you, but at the same time, I'm also not wrong.
I mean,
Well,
that would
wait,
be
hold on. If
the
you
biggest
flip it,
jump ever, but
if you flip it around where it's divided, while
looks like
keeping
an S.
them together, but it also almost looks like a bow. Maybe I'm reaching here, but maybe there's a green Oliver.
someone's hungry.
I prefer my olives black.
I'd like a green Oliver, please. Dirty, shaken, not stirred. Yeah, never mind. That's really grabbing.
That was a reach.
That was a reach.
I see
Like,
where you're going
it hurt.
with
Hyperextending.
I see where you're going with that.
I was trying to sit here and make something out of it. That's about all I can.
Yeah.
That, and I see Aquaman like a lot in like half of a symbol there.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah, like a warped version. Yeah, I don't know. That was just a complete out of left field observation, but
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah,
also
I don't think it's anything
helps
other than
that
being Barry's symbol.
there's a boomerang drone right underneath the S.
yeah. Like it just,
And in
I saw
several
that and it
other
drew my
spots.
attention to it. Yeah.
There's also floating tennis balls.
What? Oh, trickster. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good
Okay,
time.
so-
It's a good
so
time.
What is your
Oh
favorite
yes.
cover?
As
Yeah.
for my favorite cover, you already pulled it up. It's gonna surprise you, but I actually went with Absolute Superboy this week.
Absolute
I really
Superboy.
love this cover. I mean, you don't really
It
get anything
really
like
is
this.
good.
Yeah, you don't really get anything like this in the issue because he's mostly on the run from the government. But I love the setup for this issue. Like we've been wondering what the hell is going to happen to Clark now that he has lost everyone he knows in the fallout of Krypton's explosion. And
Yeah.
here it is. Here is Superboy, Absolute, crashed into Smallville.
Right.
But also Rob saying that just makes me want to see an Absolute Superboy series, which
Oh.
this is. But like, I kind of wanted to. I don't know. That just made me laugh.
In a very inaccurate way, it tells you exactly what is going to happen on the inside. He's
Yeah.
going to be forced
will
to
be
leave
hunted,
Smallville.
Yeah.
He's going to be hunted. So, I think it's a very, very well done, cover, and just another example of why I love that costume so much. It is so fucking cool. But my favorite cover is going to go to Green Lantern. That bright, beautiful million different shades of green over top of the monochrome is just mwah. I love it so much. Where does the blue tie in? I can't wait to figure that out.
I
I
can't even catch the blue.
love it.
Yeah,
Well,
generally
see,
Lindsay
so,
knows
like-
their way around a colored pencil.
Okay, so going back to my theory real quick, while it's 10 o'clock at night and we're all up past our bedtime.
Lord.
Hell potentially being the absolute universe's version of Black Hand.
Yeah.
Mm.
What you guys think that there's a possibility? Plus the blue here, I mean the Black Hand, correct me if I'm wrong, but he was, this isn't the right shade, but he didn't he start off with some sort of an association with the Indigo tribe?
Do how?
No, the Black Hand.
He didn't start off, but he eventually ended up there.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's where his story kind of just ended.
Yeah.
He just ended up with the Indigo tribe.
Okay. Well, then that's got nothing to do with it then. But you think it's possible that Hal might be the bad guy?
I think it is possible because another thought just popped into my head. What if what Al Ewing is doing here is all the other Earth Lanterns that we know of? We've already met John Stewart. We know Guy is in the story.
Mhm.
What if they are the ones that become the various Green Lantern villains? And it just
Definitely
starts with Hal
could
as
be.
Black Hand.
Definitely could be.
Mhm.
Right?
I could,
Or
I
they're
could
all
also
dead.
see, yeah, I could also see Hal not necessarily being the villain of the story, but the main obstacle of this first arc or first story or whatever. And then once he's able to overcome the Black Hand infection, he can, manifest the Green Lantern powers, like, Joe Mullane or something. Because there's that monologue at the beginning where it's saying, like, be without fear and this, and that. And I'm wondering, is that the Black Hand or is that someone else speaking to him, trying to get him to overcome what's infecting him?
Yeah. Because we still don't even know what it is that's caused
Exactly.
this or what it is that's infected him.
Yeah.
And there's
Was it
also
simply
that,
a mantra he was saying to himself to keep himself going?
could be.
It's possible, but
We
that would
don't
also
know.
be kind of weird because it referred to him as Hal Jordan.
The cover
Yeah.
definitely prominently displays Joe, but also John and Hal. So at least
Yeah.
those three are going to be big players in the story.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be our main trio.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. But I think that's everything for everybody, eh?
I think so.
I believe so.
Well, then I
Remember
guess
when our
that's
absolute
it.
shows were under an hour.
It's,
Boy,
Not
boy, do I
anymore.
ever. Not anymore. Thanks, DC. Man, whose idea was to put them all in one show? Jesus. I would fire that guy. Yeah, you,
well, at
Jimmy.
least it's only once a month, and not every week.
Yeah.
I'd fire him, but he's just sitting here hanging out. All right, that's it, everybody. Thank you for watching. We will be back next week covering all of DC's weekly releases, of which I have not double-checked this time. Same geek time, same geek channel, and that is the show we're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there, and remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.
Peace.
Finger guns.
Man.